caves. Like there's pockets of helium inside the earth.
Isn't it from radioactive decay of uranium?
That's a big part of it, yeah. But I've always thought like it'd be so interesting. Like, do you think like to test, they just send like a guy into the cave, like, okay, go see if there's helium in there, and he just goes and like, yep, there's helium. You know, it's probably not how it works, but I've always thought that would be funny. You just like walk to a cave and your voice gets really high. So yeah, I mean they're all, the only element that has not been found on the Earth is this one, and then all the man-made ones, of course.
What one?
Technetium, or tech.
Where is it?
43.
Where'd they find it?
So it like it's only been man-made, actually.
Shouldn't it be on the bottom?
So that's what's interesting, is it with where it's positioned, it seems like it should be on the Earth,
Yeah.
but it has never been found. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, I've always wondered, like, is it like somewhere really deep? Or is it something like that maybe was here way back when and now it's gone?
I thought they just found out like in a year or something.
Yeah, I don't know if they found it in other places or not. I'd have to look into that.
Space. So
Yeah, like, is it found? I don't know.
Is there so what is it used to
What's it
do?
called
Make
again?
anything useful, or is it just one of those ones that you just sit there and like, hey, that's kind of cool?
I don't know, actually, if technetium is...
Useful.
I don't know, actually. I'll have to Google that. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes there's a hole in the periodic table that needs to be filled, so we gotta make this, right? But I don't know. Yeah, possibly. I'm sure there's a use for it, but I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
You're a starving scientist.
Okay, so, back up. So, sometimes, like we mentioned, your actual yield may appear to be greater than 100, right? But it really, truly can't be. And so you're getting what is known as a false yield, because it must be less than 100. Because 100 is as good as it gets, and in chemistry there's no over 100%. Doesn't work out that way. So what this means is it means that your data is somehow flawed. Like Austin said, it could be that there's something else in there that's really not your product, but it's deceiving that it is. Or something else went wrong, like maybe you actually added more in the beginning than you calculated you did, and that's where it could kind of get off. But it's never true that you can get over 100%, because we can't make new matter. Okay? Okay, so the last thing, the last word that I just want you to be familiar with is a term known as a limiting reactant. Okay, it also could be called a limiting reagent. Reagent and reactant are just two interchangeable words. And there is a way to mathematically calculate this. We're not going to worry about that math. It's a little bit more complicated than we want to do in this class. All I want you to know is just like understand what it is. When I talk about a limiting reactant, and all I want you to do is to relate it to the chemistry of a s'more. That's as complicated as I want you to get with a limiting reactant. Okay? So what it is by definition is it's a reactant that limits how much product can be made. Okay? So for example, if we relate it to a s'more, if I have 10 graham cracker halves, 24 squares of chocolate, and 2 marshmallows, how many s'mores can I make?
2.
What? But I have 24 squares of chocolate. Why can I only make 2 s'mores?
You only got 2 marshmallows.
Oh, so what's my marshmallow?
So limiting. You could just have extra chocolate and such.
No, because we're following the laws of chemistry. Well, I mean, yeah, I have extra chocolate.
Yes. You could like cut the marshmallows.
No, because a marshmallow's
and
an
make
atom.
up for it with.
And you can't cut an atom, Kyle.
Well, yeah, you can. It just explodes.
No, you can't cut an atom. I can't cut an atom.
Yeah, you can. You can cut uranium atoms.
No, humans can't cut atoms.
Oh yeah.
When they say they split an atom, a scientist did not take a little knife and cut it in half. Doesn't work that way.
Dang it! I missed.
But we will talk one day about how they did split the atom. So my theoretical amount of s'mores, as much as I want to make more, is I only have 2 marshmallows, so I can only make 2 s'mores because it limits what I can make. So your limiting reactant would be considered the marshmallow. Is marshmallow with an E or an O? It's with an O, right?
No, it's with an A.
Oh,
Marshmallow.
Yeah,
Marshmallow.
marshmallow.
Marshmallow?
Yeah. I was in the spelling
I know.
and I missed
I was
it
looking at
because
that and it
of the
looked
name.
weird. That's why I asked.
Marshmallow.
Weird words.
But, yeah.
All right, questions on that? Limiting reactants, though, are super important, right? It kind of goes back to that demo we did last time, right? Why we didn't get a second explosion was because I didn't have any oxygen. Oh, I'm working on that.
Oh.
So how big is the big bottle?
Why is ice slippery?
Why is ice slippery?
Oh no, maybe you should watch that SciShow video on
It
YouTube.
melts and then there's like a little tiny water on top. You slip on the water.
So yeah, so on the surface of ice, because the water molecules are not held as tightly at the surface as they are in it, right? They start to churn into a liquid, and liquids have the ability to move over top of one another. But why? Because that's what a liquid is.
What causes it to melt?
Because it's at the surface, and so those molecules, because even solid molecules are vibrating, right? And the ones at the surface have a little bit more freedom to vibrate more.
So it's always gonna be.
And so it's a little bit more, and so they're not like, it may not feel like a puddle or anything else, but it starts to melt. And then also when you apply pressure to the ice, it actually provides more and then causes it to melt even more. And there you go. Any other questions? Okay, so what we're gonna do, oh yeah, Mitchell.
So if you have like a, say like a paper that was like 1 atom thick, would you be able to fill it and stuff?
If you had a paper,
Paper and say it was like only 1 atom thick, would you be able to like fill it and stuff?
if I'm answering your question, so if this like